What is up, everybody? ShonnyDman here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Nerd Talk with ShonnyDman. Hope you guys had yourselves a great week, ready for the weekend. We are here with a brand new guest. Very excited to have her on. I've actually followed her a little bit on TikTok. But before we get jumping into all that, just tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, I'm Maddie, aka Gothwaifu 2000. A little bit about myself. I'm a huge geek. Um, I love everything from Disney to DC, everything in between. And I'm just this is my first time doing something like this, so I'm really excited.
Okay. Sorry, this is right. About that. Okay, so all right, so like I mentioned before, I think I've actually followed your TikToks for a while.
I'm so sorry.
No, they're funny because it's always I believe it's always the one with your dad in it. Uh,
My dad, man. I am my father's daughter for sure. Uh,
the
he's great. He
the
puts up with my shit. Oh, can I
oh
swear on
I
this? I'm
bet.
so sorry.
Oh no, it's not a big
Okay.
deal.
I was like, oh, goodness gracious. They didn't want anyone clutching any pearls.
No. You're good. You're good. I remember the first TikTok I came across, I believe it was you and your dad, and you had like a pair of scissors, and he took the scissors from you, and he was talking about like, you know, your
I choked on
allergies.
air. Yeah.
What is
That was the first that was that unfortunately that's a true story. Um I I I do get seasonal allergies, and actually that day I had inhaled to tell him something not of importance, but then I just like inhaled wrong and started coughing profusely.
oh my
And he was like, he didn't know what to do, so he did the dad thing, like, "Do you need water? Can I do anything?" He just couldn't understand what I had possibly done to myself. Um, so when we did that video, it was a recreation of something he had done earlier that day, where I was trying to cut up a receipt, and he was like, no, where are the safety scissors? I will cut it up, just please go sit down somewhere.
yeah, because I remember you were just like I saw him take the scissors, and you said something about allergies, and then like he just turned away. He's like, allergies don't make you turn blue, and he just walks off. I was like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
Yeah, unfortunately it is real life. It is nothing. We don't sit around like the dinner table going, okay, what can we do this week? It is everything that you see happened. It's either a recreation or it happens in the moment. There's no completely open with everyone about what's going on in our lives.
So another TikTok that I saw, I think I have this one saved because it was just so funny. But it was you were in your car, and I guess you're about to start saying something on your phone, and your dad knocks on the window. So I was like, just the scream, the blood curdling scream that came out of you was just very chilling. And he's just like, hello.
That's funny because he did the same thing to me yesterday as well. Um, but he didn't knock on the window this time. He waited till I turned around, and the same blood curdling scream erupted from my body. Um, he does that like he does it once in a blue moon. He's very sneaky about it. He makes sure I'm like I don't expect it, and then sometimes he'll knock on the back window and scare the bejesus out of me. Or like I had set up the video because I was about to rant about Jason Todd. Um, and he came out of scenic nowhere, and I screamed at the top of my lungs because I thought he was shopping. He was not supposed to be home. he had texted me saying that I think he was getting either grocery shopping or he was shopping for like I think maybe paintball equipment. He goes and plays paintball with my uncle
Oh,
sometimes. Yeah. So that's where I assumed I was gonna be alone in my driveway, being able to make a rant about something I love. Instead, I was scared to the point where my little Fitbit alerted me that my heart rate had gone up.
oh my gosh. So why were you about to rant about Jason Todd?
I believe when I was doing that video, Gotham Knights had either come out or was coming
Uh,
out. I can't remember which one. And I was gonna rant about the fact that the way the characters were written were so true to the ones that we have seen for a long time, the ones that we love. Jason was written beautifully, Dick Grayson was written beautifully, Tim Drake, um, Barbara Gordon, obviously, and Alfred. Like, I mean, they were written with such passion. And I was so happy when I saw the cutscenes, and then I played the game. And I don't know how we fumbled so poorly. Um, it made me question my reality to the point where I was like, how did this game, how did it be, how was it made? Like we were so beautiful in the cutscenes and everything that was said and all the dialogue, the voice acting was perfect. And then you got out in the open world and there is nary a person to be seen. So it was, I was going to rant about that, which I'm going to try to get off my soapbox here because once you get me started, you're going to be like, oh boy, we need to we need to close Pandora's box real quick.
no, I get it. Yeah, because I was actually excited for Gotham Knight, but the more information came out about the game, I was just kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then when you watch gameplay and stuff like that, I was just like, oh, I don't know about this. And then because like a lot of people dogged this game, rightfully so.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously everybody was pretty happy with Barbara Gordon's ass, but that's just a different side
Okay. All
thing.
right. Excuse me, I will have to stop you for a second. You will not disgrace Dick Grayson's ass in my presence. Now, come on now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I won't disagree with that. And
My
so
man was caked up. I was happy with the character design. I was like, there we go.
yeah,
All right, and which is why I was like, oh well, we fumbled on the gameplay, and that's
yeah,
okay
the
though.
design looked good. Like everything looked good, but it's just
Yeah.
like I know, like for like the Gotham Knights game, like it takes a while before you to actually jump in the game because it has that long open scene with Ra's al Ghul and Batman. I'm just like, God, this is long. You're not really doing
It
anything.
was,
You're just sitting there
yeah.
watching.
See, I YouTubed movie that whole thing. I just
Oh,
watched the all the cutscenes together on YouTube, and I was like, I can get behind the premise. I'm just gonna treat it as like a really long animated movie.
yeah.
Um, but I did see the beginning part, and as I was starting to play it, I actually stopped and I didn't actually get to the gameplay part because my ADHD kicked in and
Oh.
I got too distracted. I was like, all right, it's still going on. Cool. We got Ra's al Ghul. He's dead. Batman's dead. Ooh, all right. Okay, I'm ready for the emotions. Oh, oh, look, shiny light. So that was, it was done.
Oh my God.
It was done. I didn't even get through the I didn't get through the opening scene. But after I remembered what I was supposed to be doing, um, I just YouTube movied it because I saw a lot of reviews were like, you can play it if you'd like.
Yeah.
So I was like, eh,
Yeah, it's actually
I don't
like
know.
on it recently just got on Xbox Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about playing it, but then I'm just kind of like, I don't think I will. Like the
I don't think
premise,
I will either.
yeah, the premise is it was fine, but it's just so hard to go from
Yeah.
like the Rocksteady's Arkham series to this.
Beautiful, beautiful
And
series.
even Montreal. Did Montreal make who made this game? I
Yeah,
know it
who
wasn't.
made the Arkham Knights game? Or not Arkham Knight, Gotham Knights.
Warner Brothers Montreal.
Yeah, Warner Brothers Montreal. You're right. See, this is why I have him over here.
So it's the same
I
guys
get
that
all my
did.
info from him.
There's the same guys that made Arkham Origins, and
Yeah,
this is so
which is
this
why
and
I
I
was
was
like, I was excited for it
yeah.
originally. I was like,
So
okay, all
it's
right, Arkham Origins was fun. I'm
yeah.
excited to see it. And then it came out, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. They came out with it. Good for
The
them.
the traversing of the open world was just rough to look at, and you're on. I think who was I think Batgirl. She has a motorcycle. I think they all have motorcycles,
I
and
was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure they all got
yeah,
motorcycles,
just watching them,
which
just
is
like
hilarious.
and like you're on a motorcycle, but you don't feel like you're going fast, and it was just like a
Yeah.
weird thing to watch. So just
Like I said, the premise was okay. I feel like I'm all Court of Owls out. I feel like that's been done so many times. Um, and personally with that storyline, really don't like the Court of Owls. I really don't. It's been done so many times. I feel like it just keeps like popping up in random places. It's like a Jack in the Box. Like if DC doesn't know where to like go with the storyline, they're like, it was the Court of Owls, like, aha, we've got
yeah,
you again.
that you don't want to watch the CW's Gotham Knights. Don't watch that. I don't know if you've seen any of it, but don't watch it.
I I didn't even go anywhere near it. I saw what it was and I was like, oh, okay, they're making Gotham Knights. And then I saw who was in the Gotham Knights and I was like, okay, all right, so it's supposed to be the entire Bat family. Please tell me they at least got that right.
No.
No, I believe it was canceled, actually.
It was it got canceled not long after it got canceled before season 1 was even finished because the
It
viewership was
did?
just yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought the season had ended and then Warner
No.
Brothers wasn't just gonna pick it back up.
I think it was canceled right in the middle of their like 2-week break that CW does with their shows. But yeah, it was canceled. It was not doing good at all. Hardly anybody was watching it. Like it was on. I don't know if you've seen it either, but it was on the same viewership level as Batwoman was. That's how. That's how bad it was for this show, and there were so many questions. I watched a couple episodes of it, and there was just so many questionable things because number one, you couldn't have Bruce Wayne's actual son Damian in this show. You had to make up a different son.
What do you mean they made up a different son?
They introduced a new son for Bruce Wayne in this show. Like it made no sense on why you did that.
They just pulled one out of thin air.
Hey, yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I can't remember his name because
If you hear dogs barking, I apologize. They're upstairs and a tree probably moved on its own or something like that. They
no,
bark at
you're
everything.
good. Let's see here. Let's see. So, all right. So they had.
I gotta
All
look
right.
this up too. This is crazy to me.
So they had a character. They had Bruce Wayne's son called Turner Hayes.
I'm so sorry. That is the most DC name that they could have they probably generated that or something.
So he was
That's
played
hilarious.
by Oscar Morgan. I don't know if I've seen him in anything. Let's see. They also had Anna Lore, who plays Stephanie Brown, Clue Master's daughter.
Okay, I know they had. I believe they had Dula Dent in it.
Right, but she was originally the information that was coming out throughout the episodes. She was originally the Joker's daughter,
Yes,
But as the season goes on,
that is Dula Dent.
yeah, as the season goes on, Duella Dent's mother tells her
Yeah.
that she made the Joker pretend she was his daughter, so nobody would mess with her. So that's why she thought she was the Joker's daughter. In reality, she was Two-Face's daughter. And I was just like, what is this? Like, um, and then
Okay.
you had Carrie Kelly in it as Robin. Um, and then you had a bunch
Yep.
of
That's Carrie
twins.
Kelly.
Yeah, so but it's just
And I'm actually reading the Wikipedia.
oh, okay.
The mystery of who framed them soon leads to the court of owls. Son of a gun! Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you that the court of owls always rears its ugly head at me.
It just
Court of owls again.
yep. But it was not. It was oh my gosh. It was just
Ugh.
it was awful. It was just not good. Um, just I will
man.
say this: the highlight person in this show was Duella Dent. She was definitely the highlight. What is it? Olivia Rose Keegan. She
Yeah.
was one of the better bright spots of this show. But everybody else, like
Nah.
it was just terrible.
It was rough. It was rough.
It was rough. So I was just like, I can't do this. I'm glad it got canceled because the CW had not just them, but networks as a whole. They do these dumb things where they make shows or movies that nobody asked for, like Gotham Knights. If you were gonna do Gotham Knights, you should have do with the Bat family, not a bunch of random high schoolers who don't know each other. And so
yeah, this isn't Power Rangers, all right?
Yeah.
Stick to the script, please.
Because it was like the same thing with Batwoman. Nobody knew who
I watched a few episodes, I believe, of Batwoman.
Did you like it?
I liked her.
Talk about Ruby Rose?
I liked
there's two different actresses who plays Batwoman.
I did. No, I did not like
let's see. I can't because
I can't think of her name. I liked her better. Can't. And
there
now
was
I feel
4
like
seasons. Let's see.
an ass because I don't.
So yeah, Ruby Rose was in the first season. Then she got replaced by Javekia Leslie, who played Ryan Wilder. And so she was in the seasons 2, 3. Oh, okay, maybe there was just 3 seasons. I don't. Yeah, maybe there was just 3 seasons. So like with Batwoman, the thing about it was I was like, I don't know much about Batwoman. Now, if you would have did a show about Batgirl, completely different. But a lot of people don't know.
I'm assuming you're a big Barbara Gordon fan.
Oh yeah, I love Batgirl. I was rewatching the Batman the animated series the other day.
Oh,
love it.
Oh, what a great one.
It is. I was watching the episodes. Obviously, she was in episodes before, but I was watching the episode where she becomes Batgirl. And then I want to get into looking into because I didn't know they did this, but there was a Gotham Sirens TV show back in the day. It had Batgirl, Huntress.
Yeah, I think that's
it wasn't Gotham Sirens. It was some.
It was goodness gracious, Kevin, who was in what was the group called? Birds of Prey.
Yeah,
Never mind. Thank you for Birds of Prey. Yes, I do love Birds of Prey. I've not the live action that came. Actually, I did like the live action with Harley Quinn. That was an interesting take on it. And in that movie, I believe they did have Cassandra Cain, who becomes Batwoman as the kid, who Harley Quinn helps out, which I thought that was a interesting name drop out of nowhere. But I was like, okay, that's all right. We're changing origins left, right, and center. But Birds of Prey is probably one of my favorite comic runs.
Okay.
And in one of those panels, Barbara smashes out the Joker's teeth,
Oh.
which is just crazy to me. It's hilarious, and it's really funny panel. Like he's the Joker's looking in the mirror, and he just looks utterly horrified. Like he's not smiling. She just took out his smile. It's like, I think it's one of the few times I have seen the Joker not smile. And I thought that was so great for Barbara. I believe in this Birds of Prey, she is Oracle. It happens after the Killing Joke, I want to say.
Yeah.
So in a wheelchair, Barbara Gordon took out his teeth, and I was like, that's so metal, literally. But it is a great comic run, and I can't say for sure if it's still ongoing. I don't think so. But it is something to check out. It is a very good run. I don't actually honestly how long the issues were, or like anything about it. I just, for whatever reason, read it a really long time ago, when I probably shouldn't have been reading things like that. But you know what? When you're alone in a comic book store, there's places to hide.
Exactly.
But I just remember that panel, that page is just so vividly burned in my mind, because I thought that was so cool. But Birds of Prey is wonderful.
Another good show. Well, it had mixed reviews, but I thought it was a pretty decent show for what they were trying to do. But it was Fox's Gotham.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that.
Really? I believe it's on.
I don't think so.
So the show is basically set before Batman arrives. You basically follow Jim Gordon, and
okay, yes, I have seen this. I saw it in my head as Fox's Gotham, like that was the title.
Oh.
So I was like, there was a fox in Gotham? So that is not what you meant. Gotcha. No, my father and I actually did. He watched it first, and then me being a stubborn asshole was like, I'm not gonna watch that. And then one day he just had it on. He was binging it, and I sat down with soup, and I was like, all right, we're watching this, I guess. So we started it over, and we watched almost all of it.
It was a good show.
The last couple seasons,
I liked it for what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
What is his name? Cameron Monaghan.
Oh my gosh, he is one of my favorite actors. I love him.
He has soared since then. And I'm happy for him. I loved him in Gotham, and then obviously the Star Wars games, and then some other projects that he's been in. But
yeah, he's great. He was I feel like Gotham was a really good character study.
It is.
And what he did with the Joker was great. He was so unnerving and unsettling, just enough where it didn't feel like he was trying to play like the clown portion so much. It was more the criminal.
Yeah, because they had like like they had two different, because he did two different versions of the Joker. I think he did like the more criminally insane one, and then he did like the kind of the Jack Nicholson 1989 Joker. That's more of a gangster kind of thing, which I thought was really, really cool. But I kind of still preferred the more unhinged version. I just prefer that one. Nothing wrong with the gangster version. There's obviously different comics and things like that, but just a Joker that just does.
Jerome Valeska was definitely the favorite when they killed him off.
Oh yeah,
I was a little upset, but
yeah,
Jeremiah Valeska was something else.
He was pretty cold too.
He burned his followers alive. That's pretty hot, true. Actually. That would be hot, not cold.
There was
I liked definitely me and a lot of and I'm sure we all liked Jerome
Yeah.
a little better. But it was interesting what they did with Jeremiah Valesky. It was interesting that they did twins.
Oh
first
yeah.
and foremost.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of gets glossed over.
And
This
then
guy
there
played
was
twins.
a highlight. Robin Lord Taylor, I believe that's his name, as the Penguin.
Yes,
He was great.
great. And the guy
Uh,
who played the Riddler,
he was interesting.
I
Not
liked
not in a
him.
bad way, but
No. But it kind of showed the more vicious side to the
yeah.
Joker before the Batman came out.
Oh yeah.
Which showed the actual version of the Riddler that a lot of people know if you like read the kind of comics first.
Mhm.
So I liked that Riddler because that kind of was like warming us up for the Joker or the Riddler in I believe it was Matt Reeves, right? Am I saying the name
Right.
right?
Yeah. Which I love that
Okay,
and
good.
that Riddler. I thought that was I thought
Wonderful.
them basing it off the Zodiac killer kind of thing was a really, really cool idea.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah, it was that, and I believe Hush, the
yeah.
comic Hush was the inspiration. And I'm a true crime buff.
Oh,
So when I was sitting in the theater, I was my poor boyfriend, I was like elbowing him just to try to like, and I forget it's a theater, so you have to be quiet.
right.
So I just kept trying to like, I just wanted to like talk about it. I was like, I was like one of those kids. It was like he was just like, oh yeah, that's great. Here's some just here, eat this, keep quiet, drink your slushy. We're in a theater.
Uh, Interesting fact that I didn't notice about that movie is that there's a scene where it's a view of the apartments and then the club. I can't remember the name of the club that Falcone and Penguin are at, and you can actually see the
Iceberg.
Riddler in a window looking across at the club.
Really? I have to
Yeah,
look at it now. I have to look
yeah. I
back at
was
it.
just like,
That's interesting.
yeah.
Ooh.
I think
Ooh,
because
that's
there's a
unnerving.
scene where Falcone gets shot and they go to the apartment that's right across the street, and it turns
Yeah,
out to be Riddler's apartment.
right.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I did like the little when he was at the coffee shop and he had like I think a cup of coffee or something and it had like the little question mark in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
Yeah, that was
haha, we know that.
that was Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I liked.
She was wonderful. What a great she was Selena Kyle.
Yeah, and
Like
so yeah,
it was just great.
they pulled a lot of it from Batman Year One, a little bit of mixture of it,
Yeah.
and so I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty
Which
pretty good.
I was surprised like how much they put in. Um freaking dogs. But are you sure you don't hear them? Because I like hear them.
I know I haven't heard them.
All right. I hear them, so I was like, oh no. um the other Selena Kyle that I loved was voiced by Naya Rivera before she passed in The Long Halloween.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I never read
Yeah.
the book. Never read the novel of it, but
Ooh.
it was on HBO Max, and so I watched the two-part
Yeah.
movie, and I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is good.
It was awesome. That was my favorite Selena Kyle, and then Zoe Kravitz when she brought it to the big screen. That reminded me of that Selena Kyle.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
so I was like, oh, it's like my favorite version of Selena Kyle up on the big screen where she's not just a petty thief
Mhm.
who is Batman's love interest. There's like a lot of depth to her. There's a lot of
I
stuff that like people didn't know about her.
yeah, I was okay with Anne Hathaway's version,
Oh my god,
but
I forgot Anne Hathaway played her.
yeah, but there's a lot going on in that movie,
I totally
so it
forgot.
kind of I don't know if you get
Mm.
the best out of that character. And then obviously there's Michelle Pfeiffer,
Oh,
and
I believe wasn't she the OG?
mm, she was in Bat. No, because there was the Batman with Adam West TV series. I can't remember
That's
her
right.
name. Um,
Michelle Pfeiffer though, she was I think her origin of her just I have a very vivid memory of her like walking into her house after the transformation happened. She's like,
okay.
"Honey, I'm home," and she drops something on the table. She's like, "I don't have a husband," or something like that. And I was like, just laughing hysterically. I was like, "Oh man, that's unhinged. That's me."
Oh gosh, so it was just great. And then what else? What there's been some pretty good Batman TV shows and movies. Like what is it? The Batman. It used to be on
Oh,
on like
his
Kids
WB.
WB. I think that's what it was.
Yes. I used to watch, and I only know that because I used to watch Legion of Superheroes. Not a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
remember that show, but that was a big show in my house. We used to watch Legion of Superheroes, and then the Batman would be on, I think, like later that afternoon, right after the Addams Family, I think. But
Uh
that was the Batman was a big hitter in our house. That was definitely a show that we tuned into regularly.
oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I did. I mean, I watched it from start to finish, but like the moment that I think the reason I like it as much as I do is I think for like the first one or two seasons before they introduced like Batgirl, Robin, the Justice League, and all that, where it was just like Batman being Batman, and
It's
police
yeah,
are after him and that kind of thing. Uh,
yep.
and it was good because what I loved about the show too is that like the villains in it have really cool designs, and it was like the first
Yeah.
time we meet the Joker is the first time Batman's meeting him. Same thing with Bane, Catwoman, Mister Freeze. I think her camera froze a little bit.
Mine?
I think so.
It might have.
Hmm.
Hopefully it wasn't an unflattering face.
um,
That'd be great.
but and then because there was that show, um, so Beware the Batman. I thought was very underrated.
I feel like I know that show.
It was
If you
more
play the
of
theme song for me, I probably would have known it.
uh
Beware the Batman. What was the give me like a synopsis of it.
let me see if I
Try
can.
to jog my memory a little bit. Uh that's right, we have technology. Why don't I just look it up?
So
Yes, okay. Yep. All right, I don't think I watched this one as much as I did either the Batman and the Batman the animated series, but I
mhm.
do remember this one a little bit.
uh it started out a little rough at first, but then it slowly got better, but it only lasted like one season, so it was just another down the drain kind of
Yeah.
show. So I mean,
At least they tried something new.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad that they did. So,
Yeah.
but and then so what other than Batman, what other Marvel or DC shows or movies that you've seen that you like?
Marvel, I was really into the X-Men. I'd watch, I believe it was the 80s show of the X-Men with Jubilee and
Oh, okay.
Gambit. in Wolverine. I got my best friend Belle actually into the X-Men, and she binged like all of the X-Men shows with me. Except the one show we didn't finish was Wolverine and the X-Men, which in my opinion was.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I didn't really like it. Maybe it was just because it was like one of those slow start ones. Or I'm just gonna come out and say I don't like Jean Grey.
Really?
She annoys me. I don't like Jean Grey. I don't like Jean Grey.
Just the character as a whole, you don't like her?
I like her in comics,
but not TV or
not
movie
in shows.
wise.
No, and Cyclops also kind of pisses me off. I'm gonna get like a lot of hate for that, but there's a joke that we all have, and by we I mean my best friend Bill, and my boyfriend. We say his name is Suck Summers instead of Scott Summers.
Oh,
don't like him. He is something else. He is something else. But no, I do love the X-Men. I liked the Maximoff twins were in some of the episodes. I don't think it was the X-Men show. I think it was the one that premiered after it. Which it also
X-Men,
might have been
X-Men
called
Evolution.
The X-Men. There you go, X-Men Evolution. Yes,
that was also a good show. I really enjoyed that one. It was
a great show. I loved the Maximoff twins. Wanda Maximoff is one of my favorites, and I'm really happy that like in the past couple years she's gotten a lot of recognition because she is a badass.
That's probably probably due to Elizabeth Olsen, even though they're not, like, mutants in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But yeah, the character's becoming loved.
It's so, and it makes me so happy because I've loved Wanda for so long, and to see other people now talking about her, even if it's not the version that I remember when I was younger, the mutant version, but people talking about her and Pietro just makes my heart happy, Yeah. It's like, hey, something that was really obscure when I was younger is like mainstream and getting talked about now. They don't usually want to talk about it with me because I give all of the lore, and I get annoying. It's like when I get on my soapbox, I can't stop. I physically cannot stop until I am done with my rant.
And then I was Jean Grey, I don't have positive or negative to say the thing about her, except for Dark Phoenix. That one,
the comic or the movie?
The movie that came out that has like McAvoy, Fassbender.
That was the correct answer.
Yeah, that one was that was
rough.
I've never felt more pissed about a movie in
my
life.
Yeah, no, my best friend and I watched that movie together, and I didn't warn her about anything because she had seen Dark Phoenix in like the shows that we were watching. And I believe she read the comic. Either I found it for her, she found it for her, but she read the comic, and then she was like, let's watch the movie, and I went, okay, and I didn't say anything to her. I just let her watch the movie. Like, she was so mad when we finished it. She's like, what did we just watch? Why didn't you say anything? I was like, it's something you just need to experience yourself.
So
like one of life's disappointments that I feel like everyone needs to go through.
Exactly. What really irked me was after X-Men Apocalypse, they give you comic book accurate suits for everybody. Then you go on to Dark Phoenix and you get, I understand what they were trying to do, but it just pissed me off even more.
I'm glad you do.
Because like I understand they tried to make the look of what they look like in the original comics, but just give me the accurate suits here. Just give me
I know.
It's just
That's all
aggravating.
we're asking for, man. Yeah, it was a roller coaster of emotions. Not good ones.
No.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix, that was my I kind of gave up on Marvel movies for a little while after I saw that one. I felt like I was like, I will never go back there or
Yeah,
something like that, and I
yeah,
ended up doing it anyway. I
and
forgave him. It's like, "Alright."
gosh, but the X Men movies they've had some highlights. Like the original X Men
Mhm.
movie was good. It was a good start. Uh,
Yeah.
X Men United, very
Mhm.
very solid. One of the best comic book movies. Um, X Men 3 definitely took a drop off, and they did the Dark Phoenix saga again in a situation where they really didn't do it justice. Uh, and then you get like kind of the soft reboot with X-Men First Class, which I thought was pretty cool for what it
I
was.
did like that one. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, it was good. I
Uh
liked that they focused on Magneto and
yeah,
Charles's friendship
yeah,
because I think people kind of don't understand or don't remember that they were really close. They were really good friends.
yeah.
Um,
Uh
when they are feuding,
oh
it is
yeah, yeah.
just when they are feuding, it I'm trying to it was a point in their life, and I believe old Magneto says it's a point in their life where they were both stupid
Mm,
and they weren't understanding each other, but they still these characters still clearly held their friendship in high regard. So I liked that we got to see them doing, Eric and Charles stuff together before all of it happened.
yeah. And then we get so after that one, it's Days of Future Past, which I love X-Men Days of Future Past. Uh
That was a good one.
the
Yeah.
Sentinels in that movie are very terrifying, and the death scenes of the X-Men, it's just
Kill
it was
me.
just it was
Kill
rough to
me.
watch.
The Sentinels just gave me my poor younger self who were afraid of the Sentinels when I was watching the cartoon
Oh
when
yeah.
I was like 10. Now I'm seeing it in live action at like 20 years old. I was like, no, it's okay. I didn't need to see it in live action. It still terrifies me. But to see, those characters like die after um fighting for so long. I'm glad they took the risk of that though. It's gonna
Yeah.
sound weird. I'm kind of glad it wasn't like a happy ending. Like, everything is fine, where they're all fine. It took the approach of just it's an ending where everything could possibly work out.
Mm,
Like that's
yeah.
I believe in the end, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I saw this. I rewatched the movies when I was like sick with COVID. So I may be meshing them together, but I believe at the end that timeline was erased.
Yeah, it was because in the timeline that we got at the end of the movie, Scott Summers was alive and Jean Grey wasn't Dark Phoenix and she was alive. Um
Hmm.
so that happened. And then so then after that one, I think either Dark Phoenix was next. No, Dark Phoenix was next, or the New Mutants. Like,
Uh, I believe Dark Phoenix was next, and then the New Mutants came after it. The New Mutants that had the Maisie. Oh my god, I can't remember her last name. She was
oh,
in
Maisie Williams.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yes, Maisie Williams. Yeah, that came after Dark Phoenix, I believe,
Okay.
because that was them trying to reboot X-Men.
I think they were trying to make more of a horror movie out of it, and it didn't really come off as that.
It did not, and I was really sad because
Yeah.
I saw the mutants that they had chosen.
Mm.
One of whom, Danielle, right? Danielle Moonstar.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, names get mixed up in my head all the time. So sometimes I'll say like half a right name and then half a wrong name, and no one knows what I'm talking about. But she was in she was in I believe the 80s X-Men show, and she and Kitty were friends. They found each other. And when I saw that they were bringing her live action, I was so excited. And then my best friend and we watched the movie. We actually had to pause it halfway through because we realized that we were going to need some adult juice to get through it. Like, okay, all right, these are the cards we are dealt, so we will act accordingly. But I don't know, what did you think about that? I feel like I've been just like giving my opinion the whole time.
No, I agree.
And
It was
slightly talking over you, which I hope I'm really not, because I feel so bad.
No, you're good. I thought, and like I said, when they first announced this movie, they made it sound like it was going to be more of a horror movie aspect, and I was like, okay, I like this idea. Then I watched the movie, and I was like, it's not what I thought it was going to be, but it was entertaining. There are some little Easter eggs in there. Because I think most of these mutants that were in this movie in the comics traditionally end up becoming X-Men. Because Colossus's sister was in this movie. She was I can't remember her name, but and then you had, I assume this was Sunspot as well. He was in it.
Yes.
And then who's the other guy? Who I can't remember. I don't remember his X-Men code name.
Again, we had some adult juice during this movie. So I remember like the beginning of it, and then like a little bit of the middle, and then the conclusion, because I was just so relieved it was over.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I really can't remember these characters' names other than Danielle Moonstar was in it. I really wish. And the movie's like dark. Like, I don't mean horror movie dark. I mean like visually.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to see.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like that was just me personally, but I feel like I was like squinting when I was trying to watch it, so that made me like focus extra hard, or it should have, on what was going on. But I did like it that there were comic accurate powers. Like Danielle's and Maisie Williams' character, which I can't remember the name for the life of me. Then there was Magic, Liliana.
Yeah.
Who my best friend cosplayed with her girlfriend. They did Liliana and Nico for Kinetic Con this year when we went.
Okay.
Yeah, she made her own costume too. So she's so creative like that. I'm gonna stop talking about my best friend now, because I'm just gonna go on a rant of how great she is. And then that's gonna be your podcast.
Yeah. Magic. That was her name. I couldn't remember her name.
Magic, Liliana. That was my fault that we ended up watching the movie anyway, because my best friend really loves Liliana, because I started her like in Marvel first with comics, and then she wasn't like she watched the movies, but she really wasn't like knowledgeable on the characters and stuff like that. So she was like, well, I don't really know where to start. So I was like, oh, okay, I got you. So Kev and we gave her some comics with Liliana in it, and that was the catalyst for her obsession with the X-Men, quite like me. So we were very happy just obsessing of the X-Men together.
Oh yeah.
But when she found that Liliana was in the new Mutants movie, she was very excited, and so was I, because I had never seen it. We
Uh,
watched it.
I will say that one downside of when it comes to the X-Men is that like we don't get enough of like Jubilee. Like there's been like different actresses in each of these X-Men movies that plays Jubilee, but we don't really get much of her. She's just there as
Yeah,
cameo.
yeah. My lovely boyfriend has just informed me that it's Ileana, not Liliana. So
That's what he's there for. He's just,
thank you, honey. That's what he's there for. Thank you, honey. It is Ileana, not Liliana. He was trying to do it politely too. He was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "What happened?" He's like, "It's Ileana,
Oh my
not
goodness.
Liliana." I was like, "Well, thank you," because the Marvel fandom was about to kill me. There's gonna be some comments that are just like, "I turned it off after she said Liliana, not Ileana." Ugh, what a poser.
Exactly. Um, and then then there's Logan, which obviously I love Logan.
Ugh.
Uh, that movie was so great. And I was talking to somebody in the previous episode because we were talking about the future of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I was telling
Mhm.
her, I said I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel halts on some of these character projects and like this next phase after Secret Wars is primarily X-Men, because I feel like there's a lot of stories that you can do movie wise and maybe TV show wise with the X-Men,
Yeah.
and their roster is just so massive. Because you're gonna have to figure out like who's gonna be in these movies, like how often you're gonna change these characters. And what we were talking about was because of with the Deadpool 3 movie, I believe Daphne Kane, she's supposed to have like a cameo in it as X-23. I was like, honestly, I would love for her to be the MCU's version of Wolverine.
Yeah. Um, I'm tapering my expectations
Okay.
because I've wanted, obviously I've wanted the X-Men. I always want more X-Men. I don't think,
Right.
there's ever going to be a point where it's like, okay, I think this is too much X-Men. Um, if they did focus on the mutants after Secret Wars, I will do cartwheels across the world. I'm hoping they are that creative.
You know what you should
And
do?
that's all I'm gonna say before I get a copyright strike or something like that, or like a cease and desist from Disney.
You should you should make a YouTube video and fan cast the X-Men that you would want to see.
I should do that. I should do a lot of things with my YouTube channel, like post on it. But
It's a good opportunity for you.
it's a great opportunity. That is a good suggestion. Um, I feel like if I do that though, I might get canceled.
Really?
I might get shunned from
Okay.
the Marvel community. I'm
Okay.
already probably shunned because I said that Scott Summers and Jean
Oh.
Grey kind of suck in my opinion, so I'm sure I'm already on thin ice. That would be an interesting. I'd really have to think. That would keep me up at night though. Just thinking of who I would cast. I'm sure. Um, I'll think about it. That is a very. Can I hire you? So you can tell me what videos I should do because I'm at a loss.
Um, because I am working. It's not ready yet, but I'm working on a video to where I'm going to talk about like some of the things that I want to see in this Marvel Cinematic Universe's version of the X-Men, from like X-Men roster wise, the Brotherhood of Mutants, that roster, villains, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously more than welcome to collab on that with me as well. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but it'll probably be
That'd
at
be awesome.
some point this November, December is when I may start on it, depending on the video game side of things I got going on. But yeah, you're more than welcome to jump in on that.
Look, I'm just letting you know, and letting everyone else know that when this is coming out Friday,
Right.
so does Spider-Man 2 for the
Oh
PS5.
yeah.
So if I
Yeah.
don't get around to promoting this, it's because I am MIA. I have already pre-ordered it. It is coming in on Friday. I have told the people who care about me if I'm going to be unreachable that weekend because Kevin and I are just we're gonna play it and that's it. We're ordering takeout and that's gonna be our weekend. Just
I
playing through
am
that 'cause
just
I'm so excited for it.
I
Just
won't you're
unbelievably.
lucky because I don't have a PS5. And so I primarily play on PC. And so there's no telling when I'll get the opportunity to play that game unless I buy a PS5, which I might, but just right now I'm just kind of like money wise, let me just wait. But
That's
I
fair.
do
I don't have the PS5. Kevin has the PS5. I just bought the game. So, you know.
well, so then
I'm
technically
using it.
you also have a PS5. I mean, here's your
That's
boyfriend, and
true.
you're supposed to share.
This is his setup, by the way. I'm not in my actual house. I go over his over the weekend because I'm still in school. So I
See,
asked him, I was like, hey, someone wants me on their podcast. Is it okay if I borrow your setup? And he's like, I don't know why you asked.
see,
Of course it's okay. So, well, to be fair, I asked him if it was okay if I used his shower the other day. We've been together 3 years now. So I'm still like, am I allowed to do this? He's like, I don't know why you're asking me this.
and
But
but yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I
very
will be
excited for
MIA.
that game.
Oh my god. This is Spider-Man is a very big obsession that I have as well.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Almost as big as my Mickey Mouse obsession, which not a lot of people I don't think know about.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I have one in my lap for comfort.
Oh, okay.
He's been there the whole time. He's new to the collection. I have about 50 plushies.
Oh,
And a ton of it's bad. Like I'm not this isn't like it's like a cute little thing. It's a bad obsession. I have a Mickey Mouse shaped clock. I have Mickey Mouse shaped like kitchenware.
oh.
Salt and pepper shake. Like it's bad. It is a very bad obsession that my father started and so now he is responsible for. But to that level I am obsessed with Spider-Man just as much as I was obsessed with Mickey and Jason Todd. So when Spider-Man came out on the PS4, the first video game from Insomniac, I was playing it with Kevin because I didn't have a PS4. So I was playing it with him when we first started dating. And he didn't warn me about the ending of it. And if you haven't played it already, have you played it?
The first one, yeah.
Okay, good. I was like, if I'm about to spoil it for you, I'm so sorry. So this is a spoiler. If you don't want to get the PS4 spoiled for you, I would maybe skip a little bit. But he didn't tell me that you lost Aunt May at the end. He did it. He didn't say anything. Nothing. Nada. Zip zilch. So I'm thinking it's just it's like a Spider-Man game where, yeah, he's going through it and he's coming out on top and he keeps getting hit down. And then the Sinister Six shows up and my little geeky self is like freaking out about it. And then Aunt May dies and I break down crying.
Oh.
Like so much to the point where he didn't know what to do. He was like, I know it's really bad. It's okay. I'm talking like I cried for 15 minutes. I was like,
Oh.
tell me she's okay. Tell me she's okay. And he's like, I can't lie to you. I'm sorry. So, it was, oh my God, it was like probably one of the most emotional cries I've had in my life. Besides when Piccolo died in Dragon Ball Z, when he sacrificed himself to Goku, because I didn't watch Dragon Ball until I started dating Kevin. He
It's
loves
good
Dragon
series.
Ball.
It's good series.
So we watched the whole. We watched Z and Super together. And my favorite character is Piccolo and
Ask
Vegeta. Piccolo
him.
and Vegeta, which they're the
Ask
same
him if he's
characters.
ever watched.
They're the same voice
Ask
actor.
Kev. Ask your boyfriend if he's ever watched Dragon Ball Evolution.
No.
I know. I want to. I'm curious if he's.
I know his stance on this, but I will
Okay.
ask anyway. My love, have you watched Dragon Ball Evolution? You can see the look he's giving me right now. We don't talk. I didn't think so. Yeah, we don't talk about that
Okay, good. It's just
in this house. It is a no-no.
ask him, or really both of you, which one was worse, Dragon Ball Evolution or The Last Airbender?
Like the movie?
Like, yeah, the movie. Did y'all know there was a movie?
All right, I'm just making sure. No, because I was like, I know we're talking about Dragon Ball Evolution, the movie, but
Yeah.
you said The Last Airbender, and I'm like,
Oh.
we're still talking about the movie, right? Because if not, I was gonna be like, bro, we gotta stop the podcast right now. I gotta go. I don't know the answer to that. I'm gonna say, what's worse, Dragon Ball Evolution or The Last Airbender?
Gotta go with the Last.
That's what I thought. Last Airbender for both of us.
Okay.
It's The Last Airbender. It's so bad. My father watched the entire Avatar: The Last Airbender series with my brother and I when we were younger. And he was so invested in it that when the series was coming to an end and there was the Sozin's Comet, the 4 parts, we camped out in the basement of our old house just so we can watch it. Like, didn't go upstairs to go to bed. We slept on the basement floor in our sleeping bags so we could finish the 4th part of Sozin's Comet, because it was on, I want to say when we caught it was going to be on later. Because it was one of those like where they were just like showing the entire Avatar series one weekend,
Right.
Or like a course of a week, and we binged watched it, and we didn't know that the series had ended until they were like, oh yeah, this is Sozin's Comet part 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be on. So when he watched The Last Airbender, he got up and walked out of the room and didn't come back in until we were done watching it.
Oh my gosh.
Just refused to finish it because he saw who Iroh looked like, and he was like, nope, and got up and walked out of the room.
I recently went back and watched it because I hadn't watched it in years. So I was like, all right, let me go through this again and see how annoying this movie was. And part of it, there's stuff in it that I notice now that I didn't notice when I first watched it. So like in the beginning, when they're in the South Pole, obviously you have, number one, the pronunciation of the names in this movie really can piss somebody off. And then so they're in the South Pole, and you have Kintara and Sokka.
And Ong.
Yes.
Sorry, I just
but what I didn't notice,
I just gave myself heartburn.
What I didn't notice about this sequence in the South Pole is that obviously, other than Aang, but Katara, Sokka, and maybe the grandmother, they're white. Okay, they're white. What I didn't notice was the rest of the village, the stand-ins that they had for this movie were all Alaskan native. And I was like, what is this movie?
Yeah, we also had a problem with that as well.
I was just like,
we were very confused as to why. what we were looking at. That whole movie is just a fever dream to me, and I think I'd like to keep it that way because I have not watched it since. That Christmas, it was Christmas Eve, by the way, and that's when we watched it. What a jolly holiday that was.
Way to ruin Christmas.
Never again. We ruined Christmas. Santa didn't show up that night. He was so disappointed.
Santa knew you watched that movie. He was like, nope, skip it.
It was like, try again next year. Okay.
Extremely naughty list. You get nothing at all.
He was like, I'm not even putting you on a list, dude. Out. No.
Oh,
no.
gosh, that movie.
That was I keep forgetting it exists.
Oh,
when
yeah.
someone like unlocks that memory for me, and I'm like, we're just gonna stuff it back in that vault and close it and lock it away.
So a funny thing the other day that I came across that I didn't know. This is Spider-Man related. Okay. I didn't know that James Cameron wrote a script for a Spider-Man movie that he was going to do in like the 90s. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, but did it involve water?
No. And let's see. So this was going to be like around 1995 is when they were planning on putting this movie out. So they had, so you can go and find his entire script of this movie online. So he was going to have.
Does it have a title?
No, I don't think it has a title. Let me just
hold on. I'm gonna James Cameron.
Just look James Cameron Spider-Man script, and it should be the first one that comes up.
Okay.
Let's see. I think, let me make sure this is the right one.
Oh, it's a PDF. All right, let's see. The first thing, fade in. A geometrical pattern fills the screen. Silver threads in moonlight. I'm not improving this. This is like the first couple lines.
Oh, I know. I've read it too.
How long is this script?
It's
How
like
many pages.
50 pages.
That doesn't make me too feel good. Why?
Well, actually,
did you hear that? I think I just had a stroke. That doesn't make me feel too good.
Let me see. Maybe this one. Let me see here.
I was so shocked.
It's like about 50 scripts. So in this movie,
what?
I need you to understand this. So originally he was going to have Leonardo DiCaprio play Peter Parker / Spider-Man. So this is after when this will either be before or after Titanic.
I was just gonna say, when was this going? Hold on,
because I don't remember.
I was gonna say, all right. Let's see, Titanic came out
97
and 97.
So this would have been before
95.
Yeah, 93, 90. Yeah, so it would have been before that. So he was going to play Peter Parker / Spider-Man. He was going to have. So the villains of this movie originally, I think it changed, but originally he was going to have Electro, Sandman, and Doc Ock. Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to play Doc Ock.
That out of my head now. Just Schwarzenegger being the scientist Doc Ock.
Yep.
That would have been hilarious to see.
And see I can't remember who Mary Jane was going to be. If you ever saw the movie Hook with Robin Williams, the older lady that plays Wendy in that movie, she was going to play Aunt May in this one. Okay. And then I can't remember who was going to play Electro and Sandman, but this movie is wild because the way he gets his powers is ridiculous. So like I think you'll read it in the script, but like there's a fly that gets radioactive, and then it gets trapped in
Stop.
a no. So the fly gets radioactive, and then it gets trapped in
Okay.
the spider's web. The spider
Okay.
drinks the fly's blood, and then that
Okay.
spider bites Peter, and that's how he gets his powers. It's not the
That is a
spider.
lot of steps.
I know.
A lot of steps. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Um, I can't imagine how this didn't get made.
It.
I'm just trying to process the information you've just fed me.
I promise you, the more you read that script, the more
The
you
more
are going to
unhinged it
think.
gets.
The more you're going to thank God that this movie was not made.
I'm reading page 3 right now.
Oh wow, you're a fast reader.
It says I have read books. I love books.
That makes
devoured
sense.
books my entire life. So, I read if you know the book It by Stephen King. It's like a brick of a book. It could probably knock out someone if you used it as a weapon. My father's a big Stephen King fan, so he started me off with Carrie, and he said, "Here, read Carrie. If you like Carrie, we'll go on to something bigger and better." I said, "Okay." So I read Carrie within like 3 days. And this is when like my mom would take me to the public library and I'd use my library card and check out a book and stuff like that. Well, this, and I was shorter back then than I am now. So this little tiny girl would like go into they would see like me go into the Stephen King section, which they probably thought I was younger than I was. Still at that age, don't think I should have been reading what I was reading, but and I pulled, once I was done with Carrie, I was like, okay, I'm ready for it. I'm ready. I can do it. So I pulled it off the shelf, and the thing probably weighs as much as me at this point in my life. And I check it out, and I read it, I think, within a week. It's like 1,000-something pages.
Oh my gosh.
Did I get in trouble for staying up longer than I should to read that? Yes, I did. But it was worth it because it was a good book. But yeah, I'm a pretty fast reader. But I'm just seeing, it says Peter is in the bathroom popping a zit in the mirror. He puts on his glasses and checks his look in the mirror as if you don't know he's still looking in a mirror because he's in a bathroom. Still the same. Nerdy. He doesn't care. Screw him. What? I'm sorry?
It's just the one.
Stop. Uncle Benjamin? It's Uncle Ben, first and foremost. He has Aunt May, which, by the way, is in caps, not Aunt. Just the name is in caps. Just like Uncle Benjamin, that is in caps. As if I was going to be reading it down the line, and Cameron just thought, screw you, kid. This is going to hurt you. I'm going to make sure it does. I'm like appalled.
Oh man. Let me see. There's like, I can't remember what part of the script it is, but there's like one that kind of it's a little grotesque. This is about his webbing and stuff like that. And
like this script?
Well, I can't remember what part of the script it was in, but it's like after he gets his powers, he goes through his whole transformation thing. Oh, wait, maybe it's around. Oh,
I'm sorry. You go first. What I just read, it just makes me cringe. But continue.
I think it's on page 7.
Okay.
Of this script. The next day, tight on Peter. Wait, like the next day, tight on Peter as he wakes up. He opens his eyes cautiously, and let's see what is that. Something is causing the sheet to stick to him, and some kind of silky substance webbing, and it's just
He's in high school at this point, right?
Right. He's still in high school. I think
Yeah, he's still in high school. This is getting really creepy. Because on page 4, after they like kind of give a description about Peter,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it says like sports forget it, which is going to be the title to my autobiography. Bunch of jock boneheads crashing into each other like stad elk in rut. I don't think that is a sentence, but there's a period at the end. Senseless violence. Girls, good in theory. I'm a theory. But how do we talk to them? Dancing? No way. He tried it once. Not a pretty sight, like this script. Then, after that, it just goes right into it. Peter is a virgin. Just letting you know, Peter is a virgin. And apparent to remain that way for a while. He's your basic sexually pent up adolescent. My friend, what have you just shown to me?
The same.
What have you turned me on to?
This is why I told you you're gonna be glad this movie was not made. So here's the thing about this. So James Cameron, he wrote this script. Nobody else did anything with the script. This is all him. This is what
Does James is this James Cameron's way of saying I don't understand? Period.
Yeah.
Understand. Don't understand Spider-Man. Don't understand adolescents. Don't understand girls.
There's a part later on in the script that introduces Electro, and I think if I remember right from reading it, like this is gonna sound gross, but but the way the script makes it seem and sound like is that the Electro character in this movie gets off of electrocuting prostitutes and bringing them back to life.
Yeah, this is a James Cameron script.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Who is this made for? What age group?
I don't know. It's there. Oh, it was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be an R-rated Spider-Man movie. But yeah, yeah.
I believe it. This is just. This is. You know what this is? This is fan fiction.
Yeah,
that's what this is. This is fan fiction. This was like. This is something that I should have been reading on Tumblr back in the day.
And then
where someone was just like, "Hey, I wrote a Spider-Man X OC character, and here's the script that played out." Oh man, this is a. Thank you for showing me this.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go throw up about something else after this. I'm gonna read that later.
So it's
this is
so funny enough. So I'm actually, this is also a project that I'm working on. I'm actually going to get some people together, and we're actually going to do a table reading of this script on YouTube.
God.
So
I'm gonna be looking forward to that. Let me tell you, I'm gonna. That's hilarious.
Yep. Let's see.
I will be on board 100%. Do you have the people cast?
No, not yet. I gotta get that figured out. But like, I remembered in the script, there's a part where Peter, like Spider-Man's with Mary Jane, and they're like sitting on a giant web, and like he does like a spider mating dance. I think that's if I remember right, that's what it was. And it's too much. This is just too much.
I would like to audition for the part of Mary Jane Watson. just so I can be a part of that.
I don't
feel like
know if
this
it's
is
something that you
something.
really want to add to your resume, but you're more
You
than
know
welcome.
what?
You got
You
you
know
got the
what?
hair
I
for
will.
it.
I do have the hair for it actually. This is not my real hair color. My hair
Eh,
is brownish red. I just made it more red. But Kev looks like Peter Parker. So we decided to go as Pete and Mary Jane for Comic-Con this year, except I was the Amazing Mary Jane, if you know that comic run.
mhm.
Yeah. And the funny thing, Clifford Chaplin, the voice of most people would know him with the voice of Bakugo. I know it as the voice of Coney in Attack on Titan. He was there and I was gonna get an autograph for him, but we were I was standing in line with Kev to make sure that he got an autograph and to meet the guy who voices Geralt in the Witcher Wild Hunt video game.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I see you have a sword back there. Is that Geralt's sword?
No, I got this from it's I got it at Dragon Con.
Gotcha, because he has Geralt's sword over here, so that's
It's
I couldn't see it.
Aragon's sword, I believe, from Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha. That's hilarious. You both have swords. I'm looking at yours and I see his over there is proudly displayed. But we were standing in line to get him an autograph. I was gonna get Kevin an autograph because that's his favorite video game. And he was there. So I'm like, there is no way I'm letting this line get so long that you can't get an autograph. So I'm sitting here until he comes back because the guy was on break. But as we were standing there, Kevin and I were talking. So I feel a tap on my shoulder and I turn and I see someone. This person was standing in front of me and he was like, by the way, I love your cosplay. I know exactly who you are. I loved that comic run. Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then I realized it's Clifford fucking Chaplin. Going off
Really?
for his break to get lunch. And immediately I was like, oh, thank you so much. Oh my God, you're Clifford Chaplin. He was so sweet, so humble about it. He was like, yeah, I love your costume. I knew exactly. I wanted to shout it out. I wanted to get your attention, but I didn't want to sound like I was trying to catcall you. So, and Kevin's like laughing because I'm awkward.
Oh.
Clifford Chaplin was awkward. So it was two very awkward people trying to not be awkward. But I finally got back in line when he came back to get an autograph from him because he's also Kaba in Dragon Ball Super. So I love Kaba. So he signed as Kaba. But he's just such a sweetheart. Like that's probably one of the sweetest celebrity interactions I've had. But I just thought that was really cool. I tell that story any chance I can. But yeah, Kevin and I look like Mary Jane and Pete. So it's pretty funny. That was like one of our first couple cosplays we did together.
Okay.
So that's just like that couple is just a very special one to us.
Oh, that's gonna be quite a read for you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm already on page 31.
Oh my God.
So what the kid? Hey yo, Spidey, sup man? Excuse me? Spider-Man, I've got the flu. Spidey, a hello to the kid would have been nice. Kid, hey yeah, it's going around, man. I'm not like I'm reading it exactly as it's written, by the way. I'm not ad-libbing this. I wish I was that creative.
Yeah, I think this movie had a budget of around $50 million.
Shut up. No, it did not.
I'm pretty sure. Now I have to let me double check, but I'm pretty sure.
How about we take some of that budget to hire editors, please? Kid, Spidey's got the flu, mama. He puking on the fire escape.
Let's see.
Mom, will you tell him to Spidey, it's in quotes, Spidey, his ass on over to the next building and throw up there? Shit, it's bad enough with the, what? The winnows in the neighborhood. I'm so confused by this script that you have so graciously
You're welcome.
bestowed upon me.
That's what I'm here for. Let's see. Okay, so actually, looks like it was the budget was just under $10 million for this movie.
That's better. That's better. Okay,
So,
well now I understand.
But nobody else helped write this script. This was all
Oh, that's
James
evident.
Cameron.
Yep.
It's just, oh gosh.
I'm sorry I keep going back to this. I'm genuinely stunned.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't, because I came across this because I was listening to these two guys on a podcast. They do a Spider-Man the animated series podcast and a Batman the animated series podcast. And so I was listening to the Spider-Man one, and that's where I came across this script. They were reading parts of the script on their podcast, and I was like, "There's no way." And I looked it up and found the script, and I was just like, "Oh my god." Because I didn't know this. I didn't know James Cameron wrote this. I asked my two best friends. I said, "Did y'all know this?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "What? How would you
I
know
didn't know
that?"
that.
Yeah, I was
How
like,
would I had no idea.
so,
It's not called anything either, which is
no,
making
it's
me
not. It's
spin. Good. Maybe we
let's see.
shouldn't call it anything. It's just gonna be James Cameron script. That's the title.
Let me go back in. I wonder if it. Let me see. Let me go back in because it may have told me who was supposed to. Yeah, so Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's see. Maggie Smith was Aunt May. Oh, who's this? This is R. Lee Emery. Was supposed to be J. Jonah Jameson. Oh, uh, have you ever seen like Full Metal Jacket? Um, oh, what's the mother? I can't think of what other one he's been in. Uh, Lance Henriksen was supposed to play. Oh, that's right. So they weren't calling Electro and Sandman by their names. They weren't calling them Flint Marco or Max Dillon. I believe Electro was going to be called Carlton Strand, and Sandman was just going to be called Boyd.
You don't even get a last name?
Nope, no last name.
Oh, okay. No, understood.
Lance
of course.
Henriksen. Let's see. He's
He doesn't even get a last name. All right.
Nope, he doesn't get a last name. He does not. And then who else was there? And then there was Robin Lively. She was supposed to play Mary Jane Watson. And what was she in? Oh, see, she was in Knight Rider, the new Leave It to Beaver. She was in 21 Jump Streets, Karate Kid Part 3.
Oh, Robin Lively? That's Blake Lively's sister.
Yeah, that's who was gonna be Mary Jane.
Yikes. I didn't know Blake Lively had a sister.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know. And then obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Octavius.
That is hilarious to me.
What's funny is that he ended up not being Doc Ock in this movie, but later became Mr. Freeze in Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
So it's
Look,
just like,
okay.
What?
That movie was one big goof, but I loved Schwarzenegger doing those corny jokes as Freeze. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's great. I love him.
Nice to meet you.
It's tons. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. It's like, oh my gosh, stop it.
You just want to like say please. It's like dad jokes, and you're like, okay, that's enough now. Thank you. It's quite enough. You can stop.
Yep. It's just wild. Just wild.
I would have loved to see him as Doc Ock just once in my life.
That would have been great.
I just would love to see it. I could
Oh my
just
God.
see him on his metal tentacles and then just saying, I'll be back, and then just turning around on them and clinking off stage left.
Oh
I
my
wanna see that.
gosh.
That is hilarious.
It is. It is. It's just so wild that this movie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But
Oh, well, that's a read for later. I won't
yeah,
read it before bed though. I feel like I'd have weird dreams if I read this script before bed.
definitely. You're gonna wake up in a dream and Kevin's gonna be doing a spider dance to
I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat.
Exactly.
Just and he's gonna be like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Spider-Man, mating dance." Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Well, all right, guys. That is where we will end this week's episode of Nerd Talk. So much fun having Matt. You go by Madison or Maddie? Which one do you prefer?
Call me whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
So much fun having Maddie on this week. I'm glad I was able to introduce her to something to give her nightmares later.
Oh yeah, it's been a blast though. Thank you so much for having me on. It's again the
No,
first time I've done something like this, so it was a lot of fun. I was a little nervous. I'm sorry, I was
no,
a
you
lot
did
nervous.
good.
I'm gonna
You did good.
right up front. Thank you.
As per usual, you guys, you should see it up on screen now. But for those who are listening on podcast, Maddie, how can people follow and support you?
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. I am GothWaifu2000, and then on TikTok I am Mads and Maddie. I think I actually said that in reverse. On YouTube, I am Mads and Maddie. Did I say that? I don't think I said that.
No, I think you said it right.
Okay. Again, I very nervous. Yeah, I don't post a lot on my YouTube. Maybe I will start now with a
Yeah.
X-Men video of who they should cast. I'm mostly I do little quick videos on TikTok with my dad and my friends, and you're gonna laugh either at me or with me. It doesn't really matter as long as I make someone laugh. But thank you for having me on. I had such a great time.
No problem. No problem. So, guys, be sure to go give her a follow as well. And also check out the YouTube channel while you're here. We finished up the Quarry, our Halloween gameplay last week, and this week we have started Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights. So definitely go and check that out as well. But other than that, you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you in the next video. See ya.